Garbage woman finds millionaire's baby in dumpster. What she does next will shock you. Rain lashed against the grimy windows of the sorting facility, mirroring the tempest in Clara's heart. The stench of rotting refuse filled the air, a constant companion in her life as a garbage collector. Clara wasn't a woman who dreamt of roses and champagne. Life had dealt her a harsh hand, leaving her with calloused hands and a weary spirit. Abandoned as a child, she'd grown up in the system, bouncing from one foster home to another, never experiencing the warmth of a loving family. She'd learned to be tough, to rely on no one but herself. Her world was one of overflowing bins, overflowing landfills, and the discarded remnants of other people's lives. She found a strange solace in the anonymity of her job, the quiet rhythm of collecting, sorting, and disposing. It was a world devoid of pretense, where value was measured in recyclables and everything else was just trash. Yet, beneath her gruff exterior, Clara harbored a deep well of compassion, a tenderness that she kept carefully hidden. Years of witnessing the wastefulness of society, the casual discarding of perfectly good items, had ignited a quiet anger within her. She saw value where others saw refuse, potential where others saw decay. She salvaged what she could, repairing broken toys, mending torn clothes, finding new homes for discarded treasures. It was her way of making sense of the world, of finding meaning in the midst of the refuse. One dreary morning, as she rummaged through a particularly pungent dumpster, a flash of pink caught her eye. Pushing aside a pile of soggy newspapers, she uncovered a wicker basket, lined with a soft, satin blanket, and nestled within, a tiny baby girl, no more than a few weeks old, slept peacefully, oblivious to the squalor surrounding her. Clara's heart lurched. She gently lifted the basket, her rough hands trembling as she touched the baby's soft cheek. The infant stirred, her eyes fluttering open, revealing a pair of startlingly blue eyes that seemed to pierce through Clara's hardened exterior. In that moment, something shifted within her. A fierce protectiveness surged through her, a primal instinct to shield this innocent creature from the harsh realities of the world. The discovery of the abandoned baby threw Clara's world into chaos. She cradled the infant, her mind racing with a whirlwind of emotions: shock, disbelief, and a surge of maternal instinct she had never known she possessed. She couldn't fathom how someone could discard a child like a piece of unwanted trash. Anger mingled with pity, a fierce determination to protect this vulnerable life from the cruelty of the world. Her first instinct was to call the authorities, but as she looked at the baby's peaceful face, a wave of doubt washed over her. She knew the child would be taken into the same system that had failed her so many times. She couldn't bear the thought of this innocent soul being subjected to the same neglect and indifference she had endured. A reckless thought took root in her mind, a seed of defiance that blossomed into a bold decision. She would keep the baby. She would raise her as her own. It was a crazy idea, a leap of faith for a woman who had always played it safe, who had always kept her distance from emotional entanglements. But something in the baby's trusting gaze, in the warmth of her tiny hand grasping her finger, ignited a longing within Clara, a yearning for connection, for a love she had never known. She named the baby Lily, a symbol of hope and purity amidst the grime and decay of her world. She cleaned her up, wrapped her in a soft blanket, and took her back to her small, sparsely furnished apartment. As she held Lily in her arms, a sense of purpose settled over her, a responsibility that both terrified and exhilarated her. The next few days were a blur of sleepless nights, frantic trips to the store for baby supplies, and a crash course in motherhood. Clara, who had always prided herself on her self-sufficiency, found herself relying on the kindness of strangers, asking for advice from the elderly woman next door, accepting donations of baby clothes from her coworkers. She felt a vulnerability she had never allowed herself before, a dependence on others that both humbled and terrified her. But through it all, Lily thrived. She grew stronger, her smiles brighter, her laughter filling Clara's small apartment with a joy that chased away the shadows of her past. Clara, in turn, found herself transformed. The rough edges of her personality softened, her cynicism replaced by a cautious optimism. She discovered a capacity for love she had never known she possessed, a fierce tenderness that blossomed within her like a flower pushing through concrete. As Lily grew, Clara's love for her deepened, but so did her anxieties. She knew she couldn't keep Lily's origins a secret forever. The fear of discovery, of having Lily taken away from her, loomed over her like a dark cloud. She started noticing every police car that passed by, every news report about abandoned children, every curious glance from her neighbors. One day, while shopping for groceries, she overheard a conversation between two women. They were discussing the recent discovery of an abandoned baby in a wealthy neighborhood. The baby, they said, was the daughter of a prominent businessman, Marcus Thorne, and his socialite wife, Vivian. The police were investigating, but the parents claimed they had no knowledge of the child's existence. Clara's blood ran cold. She recognized the name Marcus Thorne. He was the CEO of Thorne Industries, a multi-billion-dollar corporation and a fixture in the city's high society. She remembered collecting garbage from his mansion, the overflowing bins filled with designer clothes, expensive toys, and the remnants of a lavish lifestyle. A terrifying realization dawned on her. Lily was not just any abandoned baby. She was the daughter of one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the city. The implications of this discovery were overwhelming. Clara knew she couldn't keep Lily any longer. She had to return her to her rightful family, even if it broke her heart. But the thought of losing Lily, of returning her to a world of privilege and indifference, filled her with dread. She had witnessed the coldness of the Thorne mansion, the emptiness behind the facade of wealth and success. She couldn't bear the thought of Lily growing up in that environment, deprived of the love and warmth she deserved. Torn between her desire to protect Lily and her fear of the consequences, Clara found herself at a crossroads. She had to make a decision that would determine Lily's future and her own. Clara wrestled with her conscience. She knew the right thing to do was to return Lily to her biological family, but her heart ached at the thought of losing the child she had come to love as her own. She imagined Lily growing up in the opulent Thorne mansion, surrounded by material wealth but starved of genuine affection. She envisioned her becoming a spoiled, entitled child, a stranger to the simple joys and genuine connections that had enriched Clara's own life, despite its hardships. Days turned into sleepless nights as Clara grappled with her dilemma. She watched Lily sleep, her tiny chest rising and falling with each peaceful breath, and her resolve wavered. Could she really bear to give her up? Could she condemn her to a life potentially devoid of love, even if it meant material comfort? Ultimately, the decision was made for her. One morning, as Clara was leaving for work, she noticed a black car parked across the street, its tinted windows obscuring the occupants within. A sense of dread washed over her. She knew she was being watched. Later that day, as she was sorting through a mountain of recyclables, two men in dark suits approached her. They introduced themselves as private investigators hired by Marcus Thorne to find his missing daughter. They had been following Clara for weeks, observing her interactions with Lily, piecing together the puzzle of the baby's disappearance. Clara's heart pounded in her chest. She knew the game was up. She confessed to finding Lily in the dumpster, explaining that she had taken her in out of concern for her safety. She emphasized that she had never intended to keep Lily permanently, that she had always planned to return her to her family once she found a way to do so safely. The investigators, though initially skeptical, were moved by Clara's sincerity and her obvious love for Lily. They assured her that they would recommend leniency to Mr. Thorne, emphasizing that she had acted out of compassion, not malice. Clara was allowed to say goodbye to Lily. She held her close, tears streaming down her face, whispering promises of love and a future reunion. Then, with a heavy heart, she watched as the investigators drove away with Lily, leaving her with an emptiness that echoed through her soul. The consequences of her decision were swift and harsh. She was charged with kidnapping and child endangerment, facing the possibility of jail time. Her co-workers, once supportive, now regarded her with suspicion and judgment. She lost her job, her apartment, and the fragile sense of stability she had built. While Clara faced the legal and social repercussions of her actions, Marcus Thorne, the Millionaire CEO, grappled with the unexpected return of his daughter. The news of Lily's existence had sent shockwaves through his world, shattering the carefully constructed image of his perfect family. His wife, Vivian, a socialite obsessed with appearances, was devastated by the revelation, her initial disbelief quickly turning to anger and resentment. The Thornes' lavish mansion, once a symbol of their success and happiness, became a battleground of accusations and recriminations. Vivian blamed Marcus for the scandal, accusing him of infidelity and deceit. Marcus, in turn, felt betrayed by Vivian's lack of empathy and her obsession with public image. Their marriage, already strained by years of neglect and unspoken resentments, teetered on the brink of collapse. Meanwhile, Lily, oblivious to the turmoil she had caused, settled into her new life. The Thorne mansion, with its sprawling rooms, endless toys, and attentive staff, was a world apart from Clara's humble apartment. Yet, despite the material comforts, Lily seemed withdrawn and subdued. She missed Clara's warmth, her gentle touch, the familiar scent of her worn clothes. Marcus, though initially awkward and unsure in his role as a father, made a genuine effort to connect with Lily. He spent hours reading to her, playing games, and trying to understand the needs of this unexpected addition to his life. He saw in Lily a chance to redeem himself, to fill the void in his heart that years of ambition and neglect had created. However, his efforts were often thwarted by Vivian's interference. She showered Lily with expensive gifts and extravagant outings, but her affection felt forced, her attention motivated more by a desire to maintain appearances than genuine love. Lily, sensing the insincerity, remained distant, her heart yearning for the simple, unconditional love she had known with Clara. As the weeks passed, the Thornes' world continued to unravel. The media frenzy surrounding Lily's discovery intensified, with reporters digging into their past, uncovering secrets and scandals that threatened to destroy their carefully cultivated image. Marcus's business associates, once eager to court his favor, now distanced themselves, fearing the taint of scandal. Marcus, facing the potential collapse of his empire and the disintegration of his marriage, found himself at a crossroads. He could continue to prioritize his career and his public image, or he could embrace his newfound role as a father, even if it meant sacrificing everything he had worked for. While the Thornes' world spiraled into chaos, Clara found solace. In her memories of Lily, she clung to the photographs she had taken, the tiny handprints preserved in clay, the echoes of laughter that still lingered in her small apartment. She missed Lily terribly, but she also knew that she had made the right decision. One day, she received a letter from Marcus Thorne. He expressed his gratitude for her care of Lily, acknowledging that she had saved his daughter's life. He also confessed his struggles as a father, his regret for the years he had wasted chasing success, and his admiration for Clara's selfless love. The letter surprised and touched Clara. She had expected anger and resentment, not gratitude and vulnerability. She wrote back, sharing her own experiences with Lily, the joy and the heartbreak, the lessons she had learned about love and sacrifice. A tentative correspondence began, letters exchanged between the garbage collector and the millionaire, two worlds colliding in an unlikely friendship. They shared their fears and hopes, their regrets and dreams, finding common ground in their love for Lily. Marcus, inspired by Clara's simple yet profound wisdom, began to reevaluate his priorities. He realized that his pursuit of wealth and power had blinded him to the true meaning of life, the importance of human connection and unconditional love. He started spending more time with Lily, not as a duty, but as a joy. He learned to listen to her, to understand her needs, to appreciate the small moments of shared laughter and quiet intimacy. He also made an effort to repair his relationship with Vivian, acknowledging his past mistakes and expressing his desire to build a future together, a future centered on their family, not their public image. Vivian, though initially resistant, gradually softened, her heart touched by Marcus's newfound vulnerability and his genuine love for Lily. As their relationship healed, the Thorns' world began to stabilize. The media frenzy subsided, replaced by a cautious curiosity about the transformed millionaire and his unconventional family. Marcus's business associates, witnessing his renewed focus and determination, regained their confidence in his leadership. Clara, though still grieving the loss of Lily, found solace in the knowledge that she had played a part in bringing this family together. She continued to exchange letters with Marcus, their friendship a beacon of hope in her otherwise lonely world. Months passed, and Clara's life settled into a new routine. She found a new job, a small apartment, and a fragile sense of normalcy. But the memory of Lily remained a constant presence, a bittersweet ache in her heart. One day, she received an unexpected invitation from Marcus Thorne. He invited her to Lily's first birthday party, a small gathering at the Thorne mansion. Clara hesitated. She was unsure if she was ready to face the Thorns, to see Lily again, to confront the emotions that had been buried deep within her. But something inside her urged her to go. She felt a pull towards Lily, a need to see her, to ensure that she was happy and loved. She accepted the invitation, her heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and dread. The Thorne mansion, once a symbol of unattainable wealth and privilege, now felt strangely familiar. As Clara entered the grand foyer, she was greeted by Marcus. His face lit up with a genuine smile. He thanked her for coming, his eyes filled with gratitude and respect. Vivian, though still reserved, offered a polite welcome, her demeanor softened by the months of healing and reconciliation. Lily, now a toddler, ran towards Clara, her arms outstretched, her face beaming with recognition. "Clara!" she exclaimed, her voice filled with joy. Clara's heart melted. She knelt down, embracing Lily, tears welling up in her eyes. In that moment, all the pain and sacrifice, all the doubts and fears, faded away. She saw in Lily's eyes the love and happiness she had yearned for, the confirmation that her decision, though painful, had been the right one. The birthday party was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter, music, and the warmth of family. Clara felt a sense of belonging, a connection to this unconventional family that had been forged through loss and sacrifice. As the party drew to a close, Marcus approached Clara, his expression serious. "Clara," he said, "we want to thank you for everything you've done for Lily. We know we can never repay you, but we want you to know that you'll always be a part of our lives." He then presented her with a gift, a small, beautifully crafted wooden box. Inside, nestled on a bed of velvet, was a diamond necklace, a symbol of their gratitude and their enduring connection. Clara, overwhelmed by their generosity and their acceptance, accepted the gift with tears in her eyes. She knew that her life would never be the same, but she also knew that she had found a place, a family, in the most unexpected of circumstances. The birthday party marked a turning point in Clara's relationship with the Thorns. It was the beginning of a fragile truce, a tentative step towards healing and reconciliation. Marcus, driven by a newfound sense of responsibility and gratitude, was determined to make amends for the past, not just for Lily's sake, but for Clara's as well. He recognized the injustice of Clara's legal situation, the absurdity of charging a woman who had acted out of compassion with kidnapping and child endangerment. He used his influence and resources to hire the best lawyers, ensuring that Clara received a fair trial. He also leveraged his connections in the media to present a more balanced portrayal of the story, highlighting Clara's selfless act and the Thorns' gratitude. The public, initially quick to judge, began to see Clara in a different light. Sympathy replaced condemnation, and calls for leniency echoed through the media. Clara, once vilified as a kidnapper, was now hailed as a hero, a woman who had risked everything to protect an abandoned child. The trial, though a stressful ordeal, ultimately ended in Clara's favor. The judge, moved by her testimony and the overwhelming public support, dismissed the charges, acknowledging that she had acted with the best intentions. Clara, though relieved, was also wary. She knew that the scars of the past wouldn't disappear overnight, that the stigma of her actions might linger. But Marcus was determined to ensure that Clara's life was not irrevocably damaged. He offered her a job at Thorne Industries, a position that utilized her unique skills and compassion. He also helped her find a new apartment, a safe and comfortable space where she could rebuild her life. Clara, hesitant at first, eventually accepted his offer. She was drawn to the opportunity to make a difference, to use her experiences to help others. She also recognized the sincerity of Marcus's intentions, his genuine desire to make amends. Working at Thorn Industries was a world apart from her previous life as a garbage collector. She was surrounded by bright minds, innovative ideas, and a sense of purpose that resonated with her own values. She found fulfillment in her work, using her knowledge of waste management and recycling to develop sustainable solutions for the company. Her relationship with the Thorns continued to evolve. She became a regular visitor at the mansion, sharing meals, playing with Lily, and offering advice and support to Marcus and Vivian. She was no longer just the woman who had found Lily in a dumpster. She was a friend, a confidant, a part of their extended family. The conflict, though not entirely resolved, had transformed into something more complex, more nuanced. It was a story of forgiveness, redemption, and the unexpected bonds that can form between people from vastly different worlds. As Clara settled into her new life, she began to realize that her journey was far from over. The experience with Lily had awakened something within her, a desire to make a difference on a larger scale. She saw the potential for Thorn Industries to become a leader in sustainability, to use its resources and influence to promote environmental responsibility. She approached Marcus with her ideas, outlining a vision for a company that not only created innovative products but also minimized its environmental impact. She proposed initiatives for waste reduction, recycling programs, and community outreach. Marcus, impressed by her passion and her insights, embraced her vision. He saw in Clara a kindred spirit, someone who shared his commitment to innovation and his desire to leave a positive mark on the world. He gave her the freedom and resources to implement her ideas, transforming Thorn Industries into a model of corporate sustainability. Clara thrived in this new role. She found a sense of purpose that transcended her personal experiences, a mission that connected her to something larger than herself. She became a spokesperson for the company, sharing her story and her vision with the world. Her transformation was remarkable. The once gruff and cynical garbage collector had become a confident and articulate advocate for environmental responsibility. She was invited to speak at conferences, her words inspiring others to take action. She became a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of individual action and the transformative potential of second chances. This new direction in her life brought unexpected challenges. She faced criticism from those who saw her as an opportunist, a garbage collector who had used a child to climb the social ladder. She also struggled with her own insecurities, questioning her ability to navigate the world of corporate leadership. But with the support of Marcus and Elena, she persevered. She learned to trust her instincts, to embrace her unique perspective, and to use her voice to advocate for the causes she believed in. She discovered a strength and resilience she had never known she possessed, a determination to make a difference, no matter the obstacles. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with unexpected twists and turns. Clara, once a solitary figure, content in the anonymity of her work, had been thrust into the spotlight, forced to confront her past and embrace a future she had never imagined. She had learned the true meaning of love, the selfless devotion that transcended blood ties and social barriers. She had discovered a capacity for compassion that extended beyond her immediate circle, a desire to make a difference in the world. She had also learned the importance of forgiveness, both for herself and for others. She had forgiven Marcus for his past mistakes, recognizing the genuine remorse and the transformative power of his love for Lily. She had also forgiven herself for the choices she had made, acknowledging that she had acted out of love and concern, not malice or self-interest. The experience had stripped away her cynicism, revealing a core of strength and resilience she had never known she possessed. She had faced adversity with courage and grace, emerging from the ordeal with a newfound sense of purpose and self-worth. She had also learned the value of connection, the importance of human relationships in navigating the complexities of life. The Thorns, once strangers, had become her family, offering support, acceptance, and unconditional love. Her transformation was a testament to the human capacity for growth and change. The garbage collector who had once found solace in the anonymity of her work had become a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience and compassion. She had found her voice, not just for herself, but for those who were often overlooked and marginalized. She used her platform to advocate for environmental responsibility, social justice, and the transformative power of second chances. Her story was a reminder that even in the midst of darkness, there is always hope, that even the most unexpected encounters can lead to profound transformations, that love, forgiveness, and compassion can heal the deepest wounds and create a brighter future. Clara's life had come full circle. The woman who had once found a baby in a dumpster had become an advocate for change, champion for those who had been discarded and forgotten. She had found a family, a purpose, and a voice that resonated far beyond the confines of her past. Her story was a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, the capacity for love and forgiveness, and the transformative potential of second chances. It reminded us that even in the most unexpected circumstances, we can find meaning, connection, and a path towards a brighter future. Clara's journey highlighted the importance of looking beyond appearances, of recognizing the value in every individual, regardless of their social status or circumstances. It challenged us to embrace our own vulnerabilities, to extend compassion to those in need, and to use our voices to advocate for a more just and equitable world. In the end, Clara's story was not just about a baby found in a dumpster. It was a story about love, loss, and redemption. It was a story about the power of human connection to heal and transform, to create a world where everyone, even those discarded and forgotten, could find a place, a purpose, and a family.